At 7:30, we get a phone call from the hotel saying, come downstairs with your passports and phones. The police are here. Now, when we heard police, we are okay. Like, we passports, we'll give it to them quickly. Nothing's going to happen. We haven't done anything illegal. We'll show them that we're good people. But when we get downstairs, it wasn't the police. It was 15 armed gunmen with black ski masks pointing guns at us. And, and they took our passports and phones right away. And they stuffed us into 3 vans, and they basically put us in a cage for 3 weeks. And it was a very tough experience. There was no trial, there was no phone call, there was no lawyer, there was no rights at all, there was no accusation, there was no process. We're not in the books anywhere. It was straight up coming at gunpoint, kidnapping us, stuffing us in a van, driving us hours, maybe 12 hours away, and then holding us in a small cage for the first week without food, no food for 1 week.
Wow.
And then the second week, they transferred us to another cage with 2 Boko Haram terrorists. And for those who don't know what Boko Haram is, it's the ISIS wing in Nigeria. And so we're with 2 terrorists, one of which killed 70 people in a terror attack. And we're fighting to survive in every single way. And
Did everyone in the group survive?
Yeah, we were 3 taken. One of the 3 was released after the first week because he had a medical condition and he had to go to the hospital. And then the French embassy was able to extract him. So he was kept at the embassy from that moment on. If he left the embassy, they would take him back. And then it was me and Noam, who's the director, filmmaker. And then they transferred us to another cage with 2.
And you're an American citizen, right?
I have US citizenship, French citizenship, and Israeli citizenship.
Did anybody try to reach out to the American embassy?
Yes. At first, you have to understand that just because you are American, French, Israeli, whatever else, it doesn't mean you're innocent, right? If you do a crime in a country, you're going to have to sit for whatever you did. The difference with us is we did no crime. We did no harm. Right. We did nothing illegally. We had permits to come. We had film permits as well. Nigeria is actually a very big, booming film industry. They say It's like the 3rd in the world after America and India. And so, when we got to Nigeria, we had no issues at all, but all of a sudden everything started raining down. And my family and other individuals that got involved did reach out to people in very high positions in the US government and other governments, and eventually put enough political pressure to get us released after 3 weeks.
So you got released and came back to America at that point?
Got released, sort of even deported, not officially, but the guards followed us until we got to the plane. Like imagine, we've all taken flights. Yeah, you go through security, you go through the terminal. So just imagine a bunch of soldiers around you, like holding all of your belongings. You can't touch anything, not your phone, and taking you to the flight. And only on the flight, they give you everything else. And everyone's looking at us as if we're some sort of criminals. And we took a flight from there and back to Israel.
And while I just want to go back to the experience in the cage. I mean, I just picturing that. What was going on in your mind during those almost 3 weeks?
At no point did we think of the possibility that our chapter of life would end here in Nigeria. And I think that's very important for anyone that gets into life and death situations, especially those that are not just, a few minutes, but end up being days, if not weeks, if not longer, is not to let yourself at any point give in to fear or even have fear, and not to give up and not to imagine that you're going to end. Like we had a mindset, we're making it out of here. We have to consider all worst case scenario possibilities, but we are making it out of here. We know that for a fact. Like that's how we saw things.